is Lubbock, Texas, and the state of Texas on the brink of a bar apocalypse. Hey everyone, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. It's not easy being in the bar industry right now in the state of Texas. In fact, it's downright sucks to be in the bar industry right now if you are in the state of Texas, and even those in Florida are having to deal with this as well. Bars were just beginning to reopen, just starting to get back to, I believe, 50% capacity when Governor Greg Abbott issued an executive order covering the entire state and every single bar in the entire state of Texas that they must shut down as of this past Friday at noon. Now, this included bars that were absolutely connected to the coronavirus, some bars that apparently were not adhering to social distancing and not adhering to the quote unquote rules that had been put into place by the state of Texas. They were not adhering to all of that. The TABC went in, shut down some bars, including one here in Lubbock, Texas, shut it down for 30 days, took away the liquor license from a bar here in Lubbock. And then the governor came in and said, hey, even you bars who have been playing by the rules, we appreciate you, but we're going to close you down. And I think for many of these bar owners here in Lubbock and throughout the state, it's a death knell for their business. They were just starting to reopen. I mean, think about this. Where restaurants were, yes, restaurants were able to do, to-go orders and at least have a little bit of business across the state of Texas. Bar owners, they were out. They had to stay at home. I guess I could go visit their bar, but they didn't have anything. They couldn't do to-go orders. They couldn't do any of this. They were closed down by the state of Texas. Now Governor Abbott, in his latest ruling, says bars can remain open for, to-go drinks and to-go food. Well, that's great, but most people aren't just going to stop by the neighborhood bar to get a to-go drink and, to get some delicious fried cheese or sliders or whatever their bar may make. And I know some bars that make some pretty damn good food, but that doesn't mean they're going to be able to hold on and survive through this time. We don't even know how long bars are going to remain closed here in the state of Texas. The governor recently said in an interview that bars are just not conducive to a pandemic. What does that mean? Does that mean that bars are going to be closed until the pandemic is over? Does that mean all bars are going to be banned until the pandemic is over? That's a lot of people out of work, a lot of people out of jobs, out of businesses that they own. And let's not forget the people who depend on those bars in the liquor business and elsewhere, depend on those bars to make their livelihood. So again, this is a really terrible development here in Texas, and one that I think is wrong. We put a one size fits all approach in a really big state into a industry that is very different. You have some bars that are teeny tiny, very small, close quarters. Then you have other bars which are pretty big, open space, and have been doing a good job at social distancing. You look at a place like Gaslight here in Lubbock, or a place like Nick's Sports Grill. Both of those businesses are closed right now, even though they both put out some food. They put out great drinks. They both have large spaces where people are easily able to social distance. They both have patios, and both of those businesses are closed, even though neither of those businesses have had any cases of coronavirus tracked back to their business. Not an employee, not a patron, nobody. Yet they're closed, just like the businesses that did allow, because there are some bad actors out there who allowed everybody and anybody just to crowd up to the bar and get a drink. So the question is, there are a couple. One, who should be in charge of this? Should it be the governor who says, hey, you know what, all bars in Lubbock are just like all the bars in Austin, which are just like all the bars in Houston, which are just like all the bars in Dallas? Or should this be boiled down to a local level where the mayors and city councils, county judges have a bit more say over which bars stay open versus which stay closed? Or does it ultimately come upon and fall upon the owner of a business? To me, that's what makes sense. If you don't want your bar being connected to a lot of coronavirus cases, you better do the right thing. A lot of restaurants are already doing that. A lot of bars were doing that too because they did not want to be shut down again. We had so many bars who played by the rules, went by all the standards that was set out by the state of Texas, even though the governor now says that he looks back on it and that's his regret of reopening the bars as quick as he did. Remember, bars were not open that quickly. Bars opened way after restaurants did. They were only at about 50% capacity before they were shut down again. Bar owners, how do you make a business plan out of being closed down for a few months, then you're open maybe for a month, and then you're going to be closed down for how long? Who really knows? I fear what we're going to see across maybe the entire country, but definitely here in Texas after the governor's last moves. How long can these businesses stay open? How long can they actually be footing the bills while not making money, while not bringing income in? So many of these businesses live on razor-thin margins. It's something that a lot of people in the general public don't understand about restaurants and don't understand about bars. You're not a multimillionaire just because you open up a bar. Razor-thin margins in a lot of these places, and they've been shut down before. They're shut down now. My fear is that we're on the verge of a bar apocalypse in the state of Texas. And while that may make some people happy, oh, no, you can't go out to a bar now, it's going to put a lot of people out of work. It's going to destroy the livelihoods of a lot of people. And that could lead to some very bad circumstances down the road. We need to rethink this plan. We need to get the bars back open, maybe in a responsible way. I'm all for that. But we need to get bars open, and we need to stop this one-size-fits-all across the entire state of Texas. We need to have some personal responsibility, and we also need to understand that not all bars are created equal. Not all bars are equal. And guess what? Dallas and Houston, Lubbock, Austin, all different places have some different issues going on, and that needs to be recognized even during this pandemic. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great day.